Yo, Schools Man, Lambs, Pauls, and San Django Joe coming back one time for my man. Check out the merchandise looking oh so nice. Yeah, man, you see the back, know what I'm saying? The back is exclusive. So look here, if you want one of the hoodies, make sure you go to 4hfvibes.org, the website. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Go to the website. They got all the links for all the books, and from there, it's from there. You know what I'm saying? This is a safe space. This is a safe space. This is a safe space where we come to kick it. You know what I'm saying? I speak it how I feel when we keep it real, man. What's up today, man? I'm hyped. You feel me? It's a good day. It's a good day today. You feel me? But yeah, man, from here, pretty much, if you want to know about Django Joe, check out the show. If you're new to this channel, welcome. For those who've been here before, you already know how it go. So with that being said, man, we're going to sit back, kick back, and I'm going to spit straight facts. It's like that. You feel me? Off the dome, nigga. Yeah, but anyway, man, peace.
Tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama. Don't it, Willie?
Yeah, boy. Hey, mama.
What the hell you want with?
Yo, Schools Man, Lambs, Pauls, and San Django Joe coming back one time for you, man. Welcome to the channel where we say that we feel it, we keep it real. You feel me? Shouts out to everybody that's been rocking with me since day 1 to now. Anyway, if you want the merchandise looking oh so nice, you know what I'm saying? Come check out 4hfvibes.org. Pretty much the website. Yeah, we building. You know what I'm saying? Check out the website. And pretty much it got all the links to everything that you need. It got all the links to everything that you want. It got all the links to everything that you can have. And it got all the links to everything that you don't. You know what I'm saying? And from there, pretty much, if you get one of the books, until you start caring about yourself, send me a picture with it. It takes like, what, 1 to 2 business days to get it from Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that long now. And pretty much you send me a picture of you holding the book. You know what I mean? And I will get you one of these for the freebie. And that's how we gonna rock. You feel me? Make sure you check out all the books. More books coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Keisha. Keisha always got my back. You know what I'm saying? She be watching out for the bad vibes. What y'all know about Keisha? Keisha. All right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, look. Today, I want to talk to you about pretty much something that I've come to terms with in this long, beautiful spiritual journey that we're going on, this Florida Dread journey that we're going on pretty much, you know, with your favorite dreadhead, Django Joe. I have learned that there is an art behind letting it go. And if you don't know what it is anything that is holding you back. And I'm not talking about eliminating a situation or like some crazy sacrifice or some, you know, drama stuff like that. I'm talking about coming to terms with coming to terms. You get what I'm saying? As in, let's say you just got out of a job. You just got fired from a job. You know what I'm saying? And instead of you looking at it like, man, I got to pay my bills and I got to do this, I got to do that, you can look at it as an opportunity to sit there and be like, you know what? Well, I really hated that job anyway. And what I really wanted to do was this. And now I've been thinking about doing this forever. And now I have an opportunity to do it. You get what I mean? Instead of you holding on to that emotion, you let it go. And one of the things about letting go is understanding that sometimes, like I said in the previous video, it's not always going to work out how you want it to, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work out in your favor. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, as long as you can sit there and be okay with how the universe is going to give it to you, then yo, you're good to go. You feel me? Because sometimes, like me, I always wanted a Dodge Challenger until I actually got a Dodge Challenger at the airport as a rental. I'm like, these things eat gas. Like, the thing about it, like, it eats gas. And once I figured that it ate gas like that, I'm like, bruh, I'm not saying I don't want one, but it jumped from being at the top of my list to probably like, know what I'm saying, we'll be straight, know what I'm saying, we can wait a minute. You feel me? But it's just like that. It's what I wanted. You get what I mean? But the thing is, when I learned what I wanted may not be what I need, I'm like, you know, I let go of the need for want, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I let go of the need for want. So it's just like, I know what I need. I need a vehicle. And another example of that is when my car engine blew up. You know what I'm saying? When the pandemic first happened and all that good jazz, and they were shutting down the highways left and right. And I'm talking about, bruh, people like me, we need the beach. You know what I mean? I may not be, what it is, an introvert or an extrovert. I'm me. You know what I mean? It's just like, I love being around people, and I don't like being isolated. I love being around people. I love being around cool people. And I find them people at the beach. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, for the entire situation, for the first couple of months when the pandemic happened, you saw me every day. I'm zooming to the highway. I'm going to the beach. And it was just after that gun incident, like I said, because learning about mental health and things like that, I learned that instead of calling it PTSD, for me, it's like extreme hypervigilance. You get what I'm saying? Like spider sense. You know what I'm saying? If I was Spider-Man, or if you've seen John Wick 2, I believe the scene where he realized, or John Wick 2 or 3, 2, I think it is, where he realized like everybody was an assassin, and he's just like, oh. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that. That's the best way I could explain it. You know what I mean? It's not that I'm afraid of anything. It's just like my senses are so high alert that everything I notice threats, like just like that. I read body language. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, in doing that, I realized that mental-wise, I'm about to go to a really dark place if I don't take care of this ASAP. You get what I mean? And I started studying about things that, you know, were pertinent to mental health and veterans. Like, what are the common symptoms of this? What causes this? What causes that? And I'm like, you know, they all pretty much said you need to find a happy place. And I'm like, well, you know what? Where Jack's Beach at, man? I'm zooming on the highway, and I'm all the way over there. You feel me? And it's just like, when they started shutting down the highway, bro, for people like me who are not inside people, I'm an outside person, but I like to keep to myself. But at the same time, I like to be around people. I'm an observer. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, this is no bueno, eh? Because they shut down the actual beach. You know what I mean? You couldn't go on the beach. You could go like to right where the sand was. But for people like me, we're just like, yo, we need the water. You feel me? Because what's the point of the beach without the water? You heard me? So it's just like, I was constantly zooming out there, because I know if I would have stayed in that house, I would have stayed in my head. I would have stayed in my thoughts. I would have stayed in, you know what I'm saying, constantly being around negative emotions. Because the place, or the thing is, if you check my background now, I'm back in my own place now. You know what I'm saying? I got my own, so I got a brand new spot. You know what I mean? I downgraded to some people, but at the same time, to me, I upgraded because I'm right where I need to be. You feel me? And it's just like, when I bought, matter of fact, no, let's keep it real. Let's take it all the way up. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning of January 2020, I was getting out of a bad relationship. You already know, for those that have been here before, you already know the story. You know what I'm saying? But for those that haven't been here before, you know what I mean? It's just like, pretty much, I was in a relationship to where, you know, it wasn't the right fit, and at the same time, you know, we both had love for each other, but at the same time, we both didn't like each other. So it was what it was. You know what I mean? And there's no offense to that person. I ain't got no time or no drama with that person. Just, you know what I'm saying, live your life and I live mine. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I just got out of that relationship, so I lived on the South. That's where I'm not from the South. I'm from out East. I was born out East, but I was raised in the South. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, I'm in a chill area from the last time I checked, because I just got out the military and came to, in the whole, if you check out the book and until you start blaming yourself, this is where these stories come from. Now, matter of fact, I'm gonna do a book review with y'all, just so y'all can really get the stories, because man, like I said, I've been through some things. I got some things to say, you feel me? Because a lot of people have been telling my story for me, and they've been telling it wrong, so I'm gonna sing my song, you heard me? But yeah, man, so pretty much, I just got back to Jacksonville from Hawaii, and from there, pretty much, you know, things went how they went, situations happened. I ended up with an apartment, top floor, because the person I was dealing with, you know, we decided that, or not we decided, but I decided to move down there to stay with her. She decided to kick me out. So it's just like, man, I need to find a place to stay ASAP. So pretty much, I moved down to, I was doing emergency calls and everything. I ain't had nowhere to go. You feel me? And it's just like, you know, where some people would say I was simping, I'm like, no, that's empathizing. Y'all still don't get the difference between sympathizing and empathizing, but that's another story that we're gonna get into. But back to this. So pretty much, I found me a place. It worked out, you know what I'm saying? Because I kept a cool vibe about me, and I know, like, you know, if I was a bad person, I feel like that situation would have ended horrible. But literally, you know what I'm saying, I got kicked out of the apartment. The next day, I'm staying at a 5-star hotel the next day. You know what I'm saying? After that, I'm staying in a brand new apartment, because I had, you know, I had my stuff in line. Like, I already knew there was a possibility that could happen. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, the mindset I was in back then is, when you love somebody, you keep trying to make it work. You keep trying to make it work, as opposed to understanding that it's toxic and it's narcissistic to constantly stay in a situation that isn't healing or progressive or for the betterment of both of y'all, not just one person. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, I was just pretty much learning, I guess, learning how to love a person that doesn't love themselves. At the same time, learning about myself in the process, and that at times I do these things where I try to help and heal, because I don't sit there and feel sorry for you, or I don't want, you for the physical. I want you for the long run. And it's just like, that's easy for a person to learn. But the thing is, now that I know that about myself, I know how to see it when somebody's trying to learn, as opposed to, being head over heels because somebody learned all your weaknesses and portrayed them against you. And that's just like, it is what it is. And that's like I said, I have no issues with that person I was dealing with. And I'm living my life, live your life, and then call it how we call it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the way things worked out in the beginning of January 2020 was that I was fresh off the breakup. I couldn't comprehend how to sleep without drinking. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how I rock. I would drink every day and listen to slow jazz music, reggae, and Houston, Texas screwed up rap. Know what I'm saying? And I just do that every day until I was able to go to sleep, because I was that depressed. You feel me? And from there, pretty much, I found a house. I got a house, and from the house, I got, found a situation to where I could save up my money. And I moved to South Beach, Miami. Moved from Miami all the way back to Jackson. I had to stay with my people for a little bit. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I'm very grateful for. You know what I mean? That I have a relationship with my parents now, to where if I needed to stay there, that I could stay there. You know what I mean? Even though we may not see eye to eye on a lot of things, at the end of the day, they had my back when I needed it. And that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? To where I finally, because of the waiting list, finally got my own place. And it's just like, I'm right where I need to be on the beach. And I love it, bro. Love it. But it's just like, the way things worked out, I would have never thought that I would be here where I'm at right now. Like, you know what I mean? I bought the house pretty much just to prove to everybody that, I'm big and strong and I'm doing this, and it doesn't matter what you say behind my back, because guess what? Now I got a house. And I was like, that's all ego. And I had to learn how to let that go. I had to learn how to sit there and be like, you know what I mean? Everything that you bought from being prideful about something that you were insecure about, let it go. Man, I'm talking about tossing clothes, tossing shoes, tossing TVs, tossing couches, tossing beds. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, everything that I'd go broke over, you know what I'm saying, I threw it away. And I had to sit there and go through the pain of throwing some of that stuff away, because some of that stuff got memories on it, good memories on it. But the thing is, the reason I bought them was for the wrong intent. It was for pride. And everybody say the same thing. Pride comes before what? Before you get your ass busted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck all that. Fuck pride. Fuck ego. Fuck feeling like, at the end of the day, I can't sit there and be myself because I have to put on this face, this false image, this, you know what I'm saying, this perception of I don't want to offend you, but I just want to chill. As opposed to, you know what, I don't care if I offend you. I'm going to chill. And if it doesn't, or if it bothers you, then that's something wrong with you. It ain't nothing wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? I had to look at myself and be like, at the end of the day, I let go of having people feel like they can have control over me. You know what I mean? It's like I can handle myself. You know what I mean? And it's just going from being the guy who would sit there and constantly put himself in, situations. Like, I could say that I would put myself in situations, like, because I didn't understand myself at the time. You know what I mean? Like, when I first got back to Jacksonville, I didn't understand that, big crowds ain't my thing if they're not the kind of crowds I need to be in. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do the club thing, I don't do the bar thing. So going to clubs and bars ain't my vibe. But then you'll see me at the beach, broad daylight, when it's packed out, just fine. You know what I mean? It's the environment. And I didn't know that at first. I had to sit there and think like, damn, like why do I always feel annoyed every time I'm over here at the club? Why do I always feel annoyed every time I'm at the bar? Why do I feel like I have to constantly have my gun on me? You know what I'm saying? Even at my house, why do I constantly feel like I have to have my gun on me? Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you have to think like that, like I said, learning about post-traumatic stress disorder and hypervigilance and all these other, clinical medical terms about what PTSD is, and learning that it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Like, you have to learn yourself to pretty much understand what you're going through. Man, it took me a minute to get to the point where I could honestly, sit down somewhere but that came from figuring it out and letting go of the old perception that I had. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, you're not a night person no more. You're not a, you know what I'm saying, a club person like that. It's not that it's not fun. It's just like I outgrew it. You know what I mean? Because the era that I was in and the times that the music I was into, like when y'all listen to Lil Jon, the Lil Jon y'all heard about is a whole different Lil Jon from the Lil Jon I grew up off of. That's the best way I could put it. You know what I mean? I'm a crunk baby. I came up during the crunk era. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the Get Buck, the you ain't about what you be talking about, like that era. You know what I mean? And if you know anybody from that era, you know, we're a different breed of animal. You know what I mean? And it's just like coming to terms and understanding that part also. Like, bruh, look, I may not be the hardest person in the world, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But at the same time, I've always been aware that I'm not no bitch. And ain't nobody gonna put me in no bitch situations. So it's just like the more I sat there and let go of my ego, which was pretty much saying I'm not no bitch. I ain't, no one saying ain't nobody finna bitch me up. Ain't nobody finna pump me up, finna walk around by myself. If a person got a problem with it, you know what I'm saying? I got my concealed on me and we can take it wherever. And I'm like, that's not the route, bro. Because if you're going that way, all you're doing is asking for situations to possibly happen. You know what I'm saying? As opposed, and that's not what you want. And I'm like, bro, and sitting there and learning that about myself, you'd be surprised, bro. Like, ain't nothing wrong with staying at the house. That's cool if you're a house person. I'm not a house person, though. You know what I'm saying? So I had to sit there and find what works for me, and just doing something like taking a walk. You'd be surprised how clear your thoughts are when you take a walk. But a lot of things that people don't understand is that you'd be surprised how many people are afraid to come out their house. You get what I'm saying? And in the process of being afraid to come out your house, you're stuck there in your head, constantly thinking about things that might not ever happen. And I'm just like, that's not the way to go, bro. Ma'am, that's not the way to go. Go outside. You know what I mean? With the pandemic going on, protect yourself the best you can. Go outside. Ain't nothing like that sun that charges that positivity gun, you feel me? But it's just like, that's where I got the phrase from. Just walking outside, you know what I mean? And I just instantly felt better, you know what I mean? And it's just like, after doing that, I'm like, bro, what the hell else am I doing that I actually like doing that I've always just been procrastinating on doing? If you don't know what procrastinating means, that means sitting down and making excuses about it, you feel me? And from there, I started to pretty much change my nightlife to my day life, you know what I mean? Changing old habits that may not have not been healthy, as in, you know, there's nothing wrong with going to the club, partying and all that good stuff because it's a release. You know what I mean? But at the same time, over excess and abundance of things make it less enjoyable than what it actually is in the long run. So it's just like, if I was always in the club, every chance I got, you know what I mean, just releasing, that means I was always stressed out. Came to that realization. And it's just like, when I started doing things that were less stressful, but more, you know, fun for me to enjoy health-wise, like walking. You know, it's crazy to me how people just sit there and they don't take advantage, or they're, you know, they're, I guess, underappreciative of the fact that you're able to walk. Because my injuries that I got, people be asking me like, no, I'm saying, how you got out the military? Pretty much, I got in a training incident with an NCO who I'm going to say wasn't trained properly. But at the same time, the prideful version of me would say, you know, he knew exactly what the hell he was doing, and it turned out how it turned out. So pretty much, you know, had us doing sit-ups on the concrete, pretty much, and I was one of them soldiers, like I said, you say you're from Duval County, they target you. I don't know what it is about Duval County, but the rest of Florida, you know what I mean? I'm from Miami, I'm from Lauderdale, I'm from Tallahassee, I'm from Opelika, I'm from, you know what I'm saying, I'm from, what I heard, Orlando, I'm from Tampa, I'm from this, that, and third. But as soon as you say, what is, Clearwater, as soon as you say Duval County, just, oh, we got one. I'm like, bruh, what I do? You know what I'm saying? And pretty much what happened was, bro would sit there and literally have me do sit-ups on the concrete. I don't like your face. Like, what you mean you don't like my face? I can't help my face. Maybe my face would look a lot better if you would treat me better. You ever thought about that? Now, I understand I'm a soldier, but I ain't a slave. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like going through that. And literally, like, you know what I'm saying, when you do sit-ups on the concrete, like after a while, it hurts. And you get to, you know what I'm saying, pretty much it's like if you were to look at an accordion goes, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine when you, and then put 3 slashes through it, and, you know what I'm saying? So it's like my back is constantly in pain. You know what I mean? But it's okay, because I've learned how to deal with it. You know what I mean? As opposed to being woe is me-ish. Like, the thing about when you have back pain, a lot of things go away. I'm gonna tell you right now, the first thing to go away when you got back pain is your dick. You know what I mean? I'm not prideful enough to say that, because guess after a long, many trial and error ways, you know what I'm saying? Me and my dog is back in there. You know what I'm saying? I wake up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? We in there. But learning that, you know, I have to work on my back in order for me to get that back. Bruh, that's all I needed. You feel me? Straight like that, bro. And on top of that, you know what I mean? With back pain, you know, that goes away. With back pain, you know, you're going to gain weight because it hurts to sit there and lose weight. And that's what people don't understand. Like, you know, I don't ever judge anybody that's fat. And I understand, you know, to me, it's a form of, I'm not going to say self-love, but at the same time, it's just like, I understand, you know, it takes a while to beat the depression and take all that weight off you. But the same thing is you have to continue to try. That's my only thing. I don't like it when people sit there and, oh, I'm big, I can't do that. Get your big ass up and fucking walk, nigga. Like, it's not that fucking hard, bro. But just like, you know, in the process of trying to learn how to lose weight and learning that, you know, slow and steady wins the race, you know what I mean? I gained weight, and then I learned how to lose weight by walking and doing a bunch of healthy activities, like shutting down drinking. I drink wine. Wine make me feel fine, but it's just like, as far as alcohol, I probably won't drink hard liquor again in my life, and I'm A-okay with that. I had to let it go. You know what I mean? Because the more things I let go that I would love back then, because that was what helped me deal with stress, I learned pretty much the more I let that stuff go, the more I found healthier alternatives. So it's just like I said in the beginning of the video, pretty much, you know, even though it's what I wanted, when I let go of the need for want, I found what I needed. So it's just like I said, man, Keisha always got my back, and I be sitting there talking to Keisha about things, you know what I'm saying? I'm like she know exactly what I'm looking for. I know exactly what I'm looking for, and that's what I want. But at the same time, whatever that I am given, I am going to accept, because it may be better than what I thought it was. And that's the tale for the day. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to y'all for rocking with me, as long as y'all been rocking with me and talking with me and popping with me and keeping it going and flowing. And like I said before, it's your man Django Joe, man. Make sure you go check out the books. Man, more books are coming. Like I said, I'm back at my spot now. We can create again. So we're going to do what God gave us the talent to do. It's got more books coming, more music coming, more videos coming, new styles coming, new merchandise looking very nice coming. More, I guess, you know, stories from the stories from the man, know what I'm saying? The coolest man in the land, know what I'm saying? And I still ain't forgot where I came from. There will always be Dread Reviews on my channel, know what I'm saying? And pretty much from there, I want to give a shout out to Mommy and Me LLC for pretty much helping me out today. Got my back worked on, man. Shouts out to Kayla, know what I'm saying? Very professional, did an awesome job. I feel amazing. Know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the people that I've seen on the street that's been showing your boy love, man. Know what I'm saying? Well, not your boy, but your man. Know what I'm saying? Shouts out to y'all, bro. Like, I love the positive vibes, bro. Because back then, in the beginning, I told them, know what I'm saying? Like, do not walk up on me and say things a certain kind of way. Because, like, you say my name a little bit too aggressive, you know what I'm saying? Me and you might have had a situation back then. Now, it's just like, you know, it's like, what? If I could just call this a way of life, I'm real, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than what you think. But it's just like, you know, shouts out to the people that have been real cordial when they speak to me and I speak back, bro. I always speak back. You know what I mean? Shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to the people that have been rocking with me since day one to now. You know what I'm saying? And shouts out for pretty much all the positive feedback, bro. And it's okay to be positive. I'm letting people know that right now. Oh, and while it's on my mind, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of being positive, hey, bro, lurk. there's been a lot of people playing emotional games with people. If you look at World Star, and I've actually seen it today. You know what I'm saying? I was going because I smoke. You know what I mean? I smoke because obviously, like I said, you look at my back, the accordion, 3 slashes. I'm always going to be in pain, but I'm finding healthy ways to deal with it. So I smoke. And people are like, oh, you quit drinking, but you smoke? Yes. Jeez. Let me live my life. But anyway, so I'm a big guy on customer service, as in I can go all over the city. You know what I mean? I can support everybody, but if you constantly see my face, it's because there's an employee at that establishment that is treating me the way I'm supposed to be treated when I come into that establishment. So that's where I spend my money. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lady, you know what I'm saying, a cool ass chick, bro. Cool ass dreadhead chick that works at the smoke shop. I'm not gonna say the smoke shop's name because I don't want to put her information out there. But it was just like, you know, I met her and pretty much, you know what I'm saying, we clicked. It was a vibe. She got my number and I didn't chase her. But just keeping it honest. But she let me know her schedule and everything like that. And because, you know, when I got her number, like, you know what I'm saying, pretty much she gave me her number and made sure I called her so she got my real number type deal. But it was cute, bro. It was just like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was checking off the box of a lot of things that I was looking for. But then at the same time, you know, the chase part, that was just a big, damn. You know what I'm saying? So looking at her schedule and what she told me or what I could recall from our conversations, I knew when she wasn't there. Technical difficulties. But like I said, the last thing I wanted to do was look like some kind of creep. You heard me? So the first thing I did was pretty much, you know, went up there on a day when I knew she wouldn't be there because at the end of the day, I still smoke. And I'm going to spend my money at the establishment because obviously they know about good customer service. Well, they didn't have the green that I was looking for. I'm an indica guy. You know what I'm saying? All that sativa stuff, y'all got that. I'm straight on all that. I'm a pure indica guy. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know the difference between those, check it out. But it's just like, you know, I went there to get that. They didn't have what I needed. I'm leaving. And as I'm leaving, there was this black guy sitting there asking about an old girl and asking about her schedule. And I'm looking at dude. I'm like, no, like, what the hell, bro? Like, how do you, like, I'm not judging in a sense that I'm looking down on you. I'm judging in the sense of what the hell are you thinking about, bro? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of y'all out here are afraid to talk to women. And the thing about that is, bro, you could look at porn right now and see a bunch of attractive women who are doing things that they will probably regret the rest of their lives behind things that they like, which are money, good looks, and attention. You know what I'm saying? So if you want a chick that's like that, go and get you some money, make yourself look good, and get you some attention, whether it be positive or negative. You know what I'm saying? What you get is what you get. But my thing is, don't go stalking people. That's not cool. Like me, I'm the kind of guy that I will learn your schedule to avoid you. Straight the hell up. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I would rather not be around you and have you think that, oh, I'm always seeing him, this, that, and that. No. No, you know what I'm saying? If you hit me up, that's fine. If you're not blocked, obviously you're not blocked for a reason. But it's just like, the last thing I'm going to do is have you sit there and be like, oh, he's always coming in here to... No. But seeing that and seeing how, you know, how creepy it was, I'm like, bro, what the hell are you asking about her schedule for? You know what I'm saying? And that's why and that's another reason I made this video today, because we're in the store at the same time. And I know for a fact, if I was a manager, I would let her know that a guy came in looking for it. I'm like, I don't want you to get the two confused. Check out the camera. You know what I'm saying? Facts. You know what I'm saying? Always check out the camera. That creepy ass nigga in the motherfucking, whatever the fuck that nigga was wearing, bro. Yeah, that guy. Hey, man, look, bro, it is not that damn serious, because if she liked you, you would have got her schedule. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But it's just like, you know, that kind of shit makes me, I don't sympathize with women, I empathize. Like, I understand what y'all go through. Like, that's hell no, bro. Like, know what I'm saying? Like, if I had a sister or something and I saw that and I was like her big brother, I probably would have whooped cuz ass right there on the spot. It's like, don't, the fuck, bro. Like, know what I'm saying? That's, and y'all wonder why y'all can't talk to women. And it's just like, look at the shit that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, treat people how you want to be treated. It's that easy. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a guy that these women will be, I guess, you know, that would respect them, respect yourself. And that, like, y'all think I get on women a lot, bro. I be getting on dudes. Like, bruh, like, Niggas don't like it when I get to speak in my mind because I speak it in a way that they know for a fucking fact. Like, bro, don't be doing no bitch ass shit and then walk around here like that's like King Kong Honcho. Know what I'm saying? Money don't make you real. Your entourage don't make you real. The person in the fucking mirror that you're looking at makes you real. If you can't be that person that you're looking at in the mirror, if you can't even look in the mirror, don't holler at me about nothing, bro. Know what I'm saying? Because I'm a whole apex predator out this motherfucker, bro. Like, we don't play them kind of games, dog. And it's just like, I wish more people would take and pay more attention to their mental health. Over on World Star today, bro, I saw a thing where it was like this dude had a gun. And the chick was sitting there on social media. Y'all can see that, like, it's on one of them things. I'm like, bro, look, he literally shot in a room because he thought it was somebody else in there with his girl. And I'm like, dog, if you sit there and look at that as a man, bro, the most precious thing you have is your time. You literally almost threw your time away behind a woman that was pranking you and letting the world know she was about to make you look like a fool. I'm like, how can you sit there and still want to be a part of that kind of circus? These are the games that people play with people that allow people to play them kind of games with them, bro. And until you start to learn yourself, until you start to give a damn about that person that you're looking at, it's going to happen like that. That's why I straight up let social media go. If you weren't for my progress, peace, or happiness, as in if you didn't show me when I needed you, that you would be there for me as opposed to me being there for you, and no matter what you tell other people about, me and you both know the truth, hey, bro, that's a reason you ain't got my phone number, know what I'm saying? And it's nothing against you, it's just that at the end of the day, what I need from people, I can't expect if I'm not giving it to myself. You get what I mean? If I can't help myself, how can I expect somebody else to help me if I don't know how to tell them how to help me? You know what I'm saying? This is why I have 4HF. This is why we have this channel right here. For people that are like me, who don't understand that you need to open your mouth and literally help you. You know what I'm saying? You need to open your mouth and open your mind and literally put those two together and figure out what your heart wants so you're not traveling in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for the people that have been through experiences and need help or guidance on knocking out how to pretty much find themselves. I'm a guy. Hi. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's okay. It's okay. And that's the first part. You know what I'm saying? If I was dude, I would have chalked it up to an embarrassing moment. I probably would have never came back there. And I'm just like, you know, I wouldn't. Because, hell no, I would have banned his ass from the store. I'm like, that's, fuck no, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, in learning all of that, bro, and making this company and these self-help books, please understand, this is a tough love channel. And it's not that I don't got love for people, it's just, the way I think is I'm a non-excuse person. If there's something I can do to change it, I'm going to change it. Like I said, I want, when it comes down to it and I pan this camera over and baby sitting down, it's just like, you know, I told y'all we put in this work. It's because I became the kind of person that would allow me to get this kind of person. You get what I'm saying? And we're going to, and I'm talking about, that's going to be like the, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a season finale out this whole, but it's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. And I know it's going to happen because I'm constantly putting in work. People be like, love don't exist. I'm like, that's wrong. Because there was a time when you were optimistic about love, but you got disappointed because you didn't know truly yourself. You didn't know truly what it meant to love for you. You know what I mean? And in that disappointment, it changed your outlook, so you became pessimistic. But if you would have stayed optimistic, if you would have got everything you wanted, you still believe in love, true or false. You know what I'm saying? And when you get to that mind state, you know what I mean? It all makes sense. So, as I say before, make sure you sit in the sun, charge that positivity gun, tell that negativity, run. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do for you. And before we let them blow, let me tell you about this show real quick. You know what I'm saying? This is a road channel. I appreciate y'all again. And as I said before, yo, we going to keep rocking like a cut-off stock. And you hear me knocking and let me in. You heard me? Roll with the flow. Don't just go with it. You know what I'm saying? And like I always say, if somebody's bringing you an issue, it's not because of you. It's because of them. Because if they can't communicate like an adult clearly without yelling or taking it to that level, then there's a bigger issue going on than you realize. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself. You hear me? Shouts out to y'all, man. We coming back one time again. Until next time. Peace.